Imagine carrying a gadget that can fit in your pocket and be used to eavesdrop on someone else's phone conversations, hijack their car, or access their Wi-Fi without them ever realizing it. These are not props from a Hollywood thriller. Rather, they are actual gadgets that are tiny enough to fit in your pocket and have the capacity to open buildings, steal passwords, and even take over a phone without the victim ever realizing it. Hacking is becoming a tactile, portable, and unsettlingly accessible activity rather than merely a software game. Despite their seemingly innocuous appearance, some even resemble toys. These devices are designed to compromise systems, intercept data, and reveal weaknesses in ways that seem like something out of a cyberpunk book. Ethical hackers utilize some of these to test security. Criminals have used others for surveillance and high-stakes theft. You won't believe what some of them are capable of. Today, we're counting down 10 of the most powerful and dangerously effective hacking gadgets on the market, explaining exactly what they do, how they operate, and why they're so alarming. And you won't believe what some of these can do. Number 10. Wi-Fi Pineapple. Let's begin with a gadget that can transform something as commonplace as free public Wi-Fi into a haven for hackers. The Wi-Fi Pineapple seems to be a little router, but as soon as it is turned on, it can generate what is known as an evil twin, a phony hotspot that imitates a real network, such as free cafe Wi-Fi or airport guest, on an attempt to connect. Nearby computers and phones often log on automatically, passing all of their traffic via the Pineapple. This implies that login details, browsing patterns, and in certain situations, encrypted sessions, are all visible to the attacker. Originally designed to help penetration testers examine network security, it may be a quiet data siphon in the wrong hands, taking private information from dozens of individuals in a matter of minutes, and the victims might not even be aware that it has occurred. Number 9. USB Rubber Ducky. The USB Rubber Ducky appears to be a standard flash drive that you would use for work or school, but as soon as you connect it to a computer, it functions more like a keyboard than a storage device. It immediately begins typing a preloaded script at breakneck speed, activating applications, opening backdoors, stealing data, or installing malicious software. Conventional antivirus software does not identify it as suspicious, as the operating system interprets it as a keyboard. Because of this, it's particularly risky in workplaces, where an inquisitive worker can unintentionally plug it in, giving an attacker complete control of the computer in less time than it takes to launch a web browser. Number 8. Flipper Zero. The Flipper Zero is a playful-looking device with a tiny screen and a dolphin mascot that conceals a serious set of capabilities, making it the ideal pocket-sized multi-tool for hackers. By reading, storing, and simulating radio signals, RFID tags, NFC cards, and infrared remotes, it can run remote-controlled equipment, clone building access cards, and even imitate garage door openers. Because it's open source, a worldwide developer community keeps improving its capabilities. It is used by security experts to evaluate contactless system vulnerabilities, but in the wrong hands, it may quickly get past physical barriers and provide illegal access to guarded areas. Number 7. LAN Turtle. This one hides in plain sight, seeming like a standard USB to Ethernet adapter. However, when the LAN Turtle is connected to a network, it silently establishes a remote connection for an intruder. Now, the hacker can monitor the network for weeks without anybody knowing, build permanent backdoors, or record communications from anywhere in the world. Because of its modest size, it can easily infiltrate server rooms, workplaces, or even residential networks, where it can stay for extended periods of time, quietly leaking data and giving the attacker continuous access to systems they shouldn't have ever been able to access. Number 6. Key Grabber USB. The Key Grabber, a little gadget that fits between a keyboard and a computer and records every keystroke entered, including passwords, security codes, private messages, and emails, is one of the most basic but powerful espionage tools. In some instances, the data may even be sent electronically, eliminating the need for the person who planted it to physically collect it. This implies that the attacker can still intercept the keys as they are typed, giving them direct access to accounts, systems, and private messages without setting off any alarms, even in the presence of strong passwords and two-factor authentication. Number 5. Packet Squirrel. The Packet Squirrel, which resembles a little plastic adapter, is designed to be slid into a network connection and discreetly records and saves any data that passes by. It will keep track of each email, file transfer, and website accessed if it is positioned between a computer and a router. The recorded data can be even encrypted before being sent to a distant server for further examination. Although network administrators use it for monitoring and troubleshooting, a malevolent person may place it in a public area or workplace and capture private information for weeks before anybody notices the little gadget hidden among the wires. Number 4. Prox Mark III. The Prox Mark III is the kind of gadget you hope never ends up in the wrong hands if your apartment, hotel, or place of work uses contactless key cards. It can read, clone, and modify RFID cards across various frequencies and is about the size of a portable hard drive. In only a few seconds, an attacker can stand near enough to someone to scan their card, record its information, and then produce an identical copy. It is used by security testers to reveal weak access control systems, but in a hostile situation, it may make a high-security locked building vulnerable. Number 3. GSM Interceptor. A GSM interceptor can read text messages, listen to calls, and locate you without ever touching your phone. By posing as an authentic cell tower, it deceives neighboring phones into connecting. The interceptor can disable encryption or compel unprotected communication once a phone connects, allowing the operator to see all conversations and messages instantly. Though there are black market versions of these devices, which are often employed by police enforcement, when abused, they serve as a terrifying reminder that cell phone conversations aren't as private as most people think. Number 2. Hack RF1. Hack RF1 is a software-defined radio that gives its users the capacity to send and receive signals over a wide variety of frequencies, from satellite communications to basic wireless doorbells. It can capture a valid signal, such as from a car key fob, and replay it at a later time to open the vehicle. On top of that, it can examine and alter wireless systems, exposing flaws in everyday gadgets. Even while it was designed for study and experimentation, when misused, it can be a potent instrument for taking advantage of the signals that sustain contemporary life. Number 1. Stingray device. Every cell phone within range is compelled to connect to this cell site simulator, which functions as an incredibly powerful dummy cell tower. In the process, it gathers distinct device IDs, monitors movements, and sometimes intercepts text messages and phone conversations. It can gather information from hundreds of devices in a given region, so it doesn't only target one individual. It is one of the most dreaded surveillance instruments in existence because of its extreme reach and stealth when used discreetly by law enforcement. From fake Wi-Fi networks that harvest passwords to pocket devices that clone access cards, these 10 gadgets reveal how thin the line is between security and vulnerability. They serve as evidence that dangers in the contemporary world aren't only posed by far-off hackers in shadowy settings. Sometimes they appear in plain sight as innocuous technology. The key takeaway? Our best defense is awareness. You can defend yourself and identify the warning indications if you are aware of these tools' existence and operation. If you found this countdown eye-opening, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep tech content. Because in the digital age, the most dangerous weapon isn't a gadget, it's ignorance.